So this is a quick overview of how to create and use the collaborative site template in order to create a site for your group to share resources. So first thing you need to do is go to Google Sites. And if you're in your Gmail, this little app launcher up here, you can click on it and click on Sites. You probably won't have anything in this area unless you've created some sites before, but all you need to do is to click Create. Once you've clicked create, you need to find the template that I've created for you to use. So blank template automatically comes up, but you want to browse the gallery for more. It should automatically show you the ones for rfschools.com and our domain that have been shared. And this is an area where you could publish a site template as well for students to use for an e-portfolio, as Matt Wells and Jeremy Heiser have done here. And also I've published this one under content area collaboration. So just click that and say select, you want to use that template. Now you can name your site. So you can name it after your content area. I'm just going to put content for now, but you can name it, language or English or science or whatever. Click create. And once you've clicked create, you're going to see this screen, and this is a very general rough outline that we thought would be useful for a lot of different teams to share resources. Please do not feel like you have to leave any of this the way it is. If you'd rather create a new site from scratch, that's fine, and you can make really dramatic changes to this one as well. So what we've got for you here is basically a home page where you can add general resources that might be used by all people in your collaborative group across grade levels here, an announcements page that populates over here, and a calendar down here. So if you want to change any of this right on the home page or on any of these pages, you simply click Edit Page up there. And for example, if you want to get rid of those announcements, you can just delete it. If you want to replace this calendar with one of your own, just click the Properties button there and say Display Another Calendar, and then select the calendar that you want to display. You might have to choose or create a new calendar for your group. If you don't need a calendar for your group, you can delete that. The main message here is this is flexible for you to do what you like with. The basic way that we set this up for starters is under the tabs at the top, grade level resources, 6th through 12th grade. If you're in an elementary group and you want to change those numbers to K through 5, you can do that, and I'll show you how. If you want to go into 6th grade and change that to 5th, click on 6th grade, click Edit, and change it to 5th grade, and click Save. And that's done. That'll refresh next time that I refresh. It'll populate up there. We also created subpages for each of these by unit. That was going to work really well for the English group. If that doesn't work as well for your group, you can either delete those or you can change them to by standards or whatever you want. If you're wanting to see how any of this fits together, you can click on Sitemap to get an overview of the whole site. But what we did for each unit was made it a file cabinet template. So if you want to add a file here, you can simply click Add File and upload a file from your computer, from your hard drive. You can add a link if there's something particular to one unit or standard that you want to add there. And you can also add files direct from your drive. You can also create a folder structure here so that things can stay organized, and anybody in your group should be able to add there. And if you want to subscribe to changes, that would be a good way to find out when other people have added things. So that's on under grade level resources. Each grade has multiple units, and those unit pages are the ones that are organized as a file cabinet. Now on the overall grade level page, we didn't use that file cabinet structure. So yeah, you can add files down here, but there's better ways to do it. What we did was we embedded a Google Drive folder over here and then left you some space to add your own content over here. So what I'll show you is if you want to just maybe keep everything on this page, or if you just want to change that Google Drive folder, that way you can manage your documents in Google Drive rather than going to this website every time. So if you've got some shared folders and you just want them to sort of magically appear here, this is the way to do it. So you can go, I'll just delete that one just to show you from the start, under General Documents, and I've got the instructions here: insert, then drive, then folder. So insert from drive, and if you insert a whole folder, that allows you to then drop documents into that folder within Google Drive, and they're going to populate here. So if I add my um, general folder there. You can choose how it displays, if it's, you want it taller or shorter, or wider or narrower, whatever you want to do, and then say save. Um, that's going to populate with all the files that I have in that folder. And if I add another file to that folder in my Google Drive, it's going to automatically appear there. So that's sort of the main thing I want you to see, is that you have two ways to share documents. You can do it by embedding a Google Drive folder, or the way it's done on these pages, this is called a file cabinet. Now, if you want to, let's go back to this page. If you would really want, say on your 7th grade page, you don't want to share via Google Drive, you really want this to be a file cabinet, well, we can do that too. Go up here and say on your little gear icon, change page template, because this page is based on a general web page template. You can change that to file cabinet and say change. And now you're going to get down at the bottom the ability to add those files from multiple different sources. And then if you wanted to create a new page with a file cabinet, you could say file cabinet. And instead of web page template, choose file cabinet template. You can decide where it goes here. You can see your whole site map so that you can stay organized, and say create. And now you've got a new file cabinet page. And notice that on these file cabinet pages, you can add, context here if you want to tell people what type of resources to add here or whatever. So those are some good options. The last thing I'd like to show you is how to change the general look and feel of this site, including the navigation across the top. You'll notice that if you add a new page to this site, it will not automatically appear up here. If you change the name of these, those updates will appear here. But I know a moment ago I added a new page called File Cabinet, and you see it's not automatically up here. You have to manually update this navigation. So to do that, you go over here, this is where most of your settings on, and go to Edit Site Layout. We have horizontal navigation on, so if you unclick that, it'll disable it. So I'm going to leave it enabled, but I'm going to actually click on the horizontal navigation, Edit Horizontal Navigation. Here's where you decide what shows up there. So if I don't want the leadership team page to show up, I just say delete. It won't delete the page, it'll just delete it from the horizontal navigation menu. If I want to add a page, like that file cabinet page that I created a moment ago, looks like it must be under one of these. Nope, I'm not sure where it is, but let's see, file cabinet. So I went to my recent changes and say, okay, that's going to add that. And then if I want to move it up, so moving it up in the list is going to move it over to the left there. You just use these arrows over here and move it wherever you want it. And if you want to move it in so that it's under the home page, that's like how you get the... So that is about it for the major things. The one last thing I guess I should say, I know I said the last thing was the last, but is just that you really manage your site within this gear icon. So when you want to edit a page that you're on, you click the pen. When you want to add a new page, you click the plus page. And when you want to do something like that goes across the whole site, you do that over here. You can see your revision history. So if somebody accidentally makes a change and you want to revert back to a previous version, you can find that there. You can copy a page. You can save a page as a page template. That's what I did to make all the pages look the same for each grade level. So you can use that template, and you can also change it. You can change the page template for this page here. And make sure that you do share your site, which you can do there or up here. By default, the site is going to be private, just to the one person who started it. You can add the names of your team members there and make sure they can edit. And then you'll probably want to also change this and say anyone in the Roaring Fork School District can view your site and save those changes. So best of luck with that. If you get stuck, like most things with Google stuff, if you Google it, you'll probably find an answer. So how to blank on Google Sites, and that's what this is called, is Google Sites, and you'll find lots of help there.